Welcome, my dear Prep 3 students. Today we are going to study part 2 of Unit 5, the grammar part. Our grammar lesson today is about ability or inability in the past. Ability or inability in the past. We use could and couldn't to express whether someone was able or unable to do something in the past. Of course, we use could to say that someone was able to do something in the past, and we use couldn't to say that someone was unable to do something in the past. Let's see. We use could and couldn't to talk about ability in the past. For example, I could swim when I was 6. But my brother couldn't swim until he was about 10. I think it's clear here, could and couldn't. I could swim when I was 6, but my brother couldn't swim until he was about 10. Until he was 10. In yes and no questions, we usually use short answers. For example, could you read when you were 6? Yes, I could, or no, I couldn't. Okay, yes, I could, or no, I couldn't. In WH questions, questions with a question word like what, when, where, who, how, we put the question word before could. Okay, for example, what could you do when you were 10? What could you do when you were 10? We see the word what came before the word could to ask about ability in the past. What could you do when you were 10? For example, I could swim. I could swim. Ability or inability in the past. Another phrase or another word we use to express ability or inability in the past was able to or were able to, and the negative form of it is wasn't able to or weren't able to. We use was, were, not able to plus the infinitive when we talk about ability in a specific situation in the past. So when we are talking about a particular situation in the past, we use was, were able to, or was, were not able to. For example, I was able to find your street. I was able to find your street. So he was searching for the street and he could find it. So he said, I was able to find your street. And in the negative form, I wasn't able to come to your house last weekend because I was ill. So I wasn't able to come to your house last weekend because I was ill. So he is talking about particular situations. In yes no questions, we usually use short answer. Were you able to do the homework? Yes, I was, or no, I wasn't. In question word questions, what were you able to see at the corner, the concert? Question words come before was or were. Okay, what were you able to see at the concert? Of course, after was or were able to comes the, in the question comes the infinitive. You see, see. Here, see. What were you able to see at the concert? We can also use couldn't to talk about ability in a specific situation in the past. I couldn't find your house. Yeah, it's okay to use couldn't to speak about particular situations in the past. It's okay. Now, with the second part of our lesson today, is adding information. We have three words here we use to add information, or use three expressions we use when we want to add information while talking. Furthermore, in addition to, and in addition. After furthermore and in addition comes a sentence. Okay, comes as sentence. But after in addition to comes the verb plus ing. Let's see. When we want to add information to a topic, we use some phrases like NG revises her lessons well. Furthermore, she does all her homework on time. So we use here furthermore, and after furthermore comes a whole sentence. In addition to doing his homework, Yusuf helps his mother in the kitchen every night. After in addition to, we see that comes an ing verb. In addition to doing his homework, Yusuf helps his mother in the kitchen every night. The third phrase here, I could play tennis when I was 8. In addition, I could use the internet. So after in addition comes a whole sentence. These were the three phrases we used to add information: furthermore, in addition, and in addition to. Now with the exercise part of the lesson, choose the correct answer from A, B, C, or D. Number 1, I space ride a bike when I was 7. So we are talking about ability in the past. Okay, so I can't ride, or I was able to ride, or I can ride, or I could ride. Yes, great. I could ride a bike when I was 7. I could ride a bike when I was 7. Number 2, space fat and able to solve the problem. It's a question here about a past ability, or ability in the past. So we use can't. No, it can't be. You can't. Was fat and able to solve the problem, or can fat and able to, or could fat and able to? We say was or were able to. So was fat and able to solve the problem? Great. Number 3, how old were you when you space swim? How old were you when you can't swim? Or how old were you when you were able to swim? There is no to here. Note that there is no to here, so it's not okay to use were able. We need a to here. Okay, so how old were you when you can swim? No, it's a past ability in the past, so we can't use can. Can is to express ability in the present. So we have could. Great. Yes, the answer is could. How old were you when you could swim? Great. Number 4, the clever mechanic spaced to repair the very old car. 2, you see 2 here, so we need was or were able to. Okay. The clever mechanic was able to repair the very old car. Yes, we can't say could to. It was able to repair the very old car. Great. Number 5, I could drive my father's car when I was 16, but my brother spaced drive it until he was 8. Yes. Couldn't drive it. Yes, I could drive my father's car when I was 16, but my brother couldn't drive it until he was 18. Number 6, after only 3 months, he spaced to read, write, and speak English well. He is really intelligent. After only 3 months, he You see T2 here. So he great was able to read. He was able to read, write, and speak English well. He is really intelligent. Thanks for listening and see you next time, inshallah.